So this quad originally comes with this Insta360 Go version 1 mount, but I don't have one of those. So I made this GoPro mount that sits up here. Except I can't get these screws to loosen, so instead I'm using these bottom screws because I can get these to loosen from the standoffs. And I created this mount, which kind of goes like this, and allows you to put the GoPro on top while mounting it from the bottom. So I'm going to leave one Thingiverse link in the description so that you can download one of the two GoPro mounts for the Eachine Novice-IV that I designed. The mount uses an M4 screw and an M4 nut to secure the GoPro. And in case anyone's wondering, I have these little indentations in there so that these screws will fit flush. So this kind of just goes over top like this. Just like that. And now this is nice and rigid on here, but it's also kind of flexible because it's TPU, so that should dampen vibrations. And then I can screw it in from the bottom right here. And then I have this GoPro Hero 3 Plus right here, and that can just fit on like this. And then right here I'm using this M4 screw, and this just goes through the hole like that. And then I can use a nut on this side. And now we have a GoPro mount. So the GoPro is heavy, but because this thing has such a long flight time, as long as I fly conservatively and I manage my throttle, I should get a normal flight time since there's added weight, which is probably around 5 to 10 minutes-ish, since this quad gets 15 to 20 minutes without a camera. Alright, and the final thing I have to do is mount the battery on here, which will go right here, and that should hopefully balance out the weight of the GoPro being on the front. So I'm going to strap that in, and then we'll go fly. Alright, I'm going to arm the quad. Okay, so there we go. Okay, so it's kind of jumping around because of the weight. There we go. Okay, so that works. Alright, so now that we know it works with the GoPro, I guess we can go take it for an acro flight with some HD footage, so let's go. Alright, so it's a couple days later. I did remove the little metal guard on the front of the GoPro case, so I'm just going to put some weight on the screen right now of the GoPro, the battery, and the drone, and then the total weight. So I am going to use the gyro data with GyroFlow software to smoothen in the footage, and this is going to be GoPro Hero 3 1080p Super View footage. So real quick, I just wanted to point out that the Eachine Novice only has 8 megabytes of data storage, so you can only store about 5 minutes of gyro data. So right here, as you can see, it ends at about 4 minutes and 45 seconds. So the first part of the flight will be stabilized by GyroFlow, and the second part will just be raw footage. This is more a proof of concept of whether the drone can actually carry a GoPro, so you will notice that there are going to be some jitters even in the stabilized footage, and that's just because it's on a TPU mount, so all the vibrations that the camera is experiencing aren't being fully captured by the drone. But for a first attempt, I would say that it actually is pretty good in the stabilized portion of the footage. And arm it. Alright, there we go. So hopefully we're getting some HD footage here. It's pretty smooth right now. There is some wind today, so that could be an issue, but we'll see if it pushes around the drone. I am going to try to stay under 5 amps in terms of the amp current draw in the bottom left, just to keep the ESC safe.
But so far it's working pretty well. No oscillations, just staying on lower throttle. It definitely takes a lot more stick input to move this GoPro around, but hopefully the footage actually looks pretty smooth with the gyro data. Some trees here, it's pretty cool. The wind is picking up a little bit. So far it's going pretty well. I did try this a second time off camera, but the GoPro was causing some really weird oscillations, so I tried to balance the weight out by removing that metal cover on the front of the GoPro, which seems to be working. Oh, there's some wind and oscillations. There's some more wind. Yeah, the wind is a lot stronger up higher, so I'm going to try to stay away from that, I think. But so far, so good. The battery is actually pretty stable for carrying all this weight. We're a little under storage voltage, but that's also under some voltage sag from amperage load. I have been able to stay pretty much for the most part under 5 amps. There's a couple of instances where I was at 6 to 7 amps of current draw, but it can handle bursts, so that's fine. Yeah, it's actually handling the wind very well considering that it's carrying this GoPro, but the GoPro might actually help since there's more weight to stop the wind. Oh, that was not me right there. That was the wind. The wind is kind of carrying me. I'm gonna try to get back to myself here. Okay, yeah, the wind is very strong. Let me just get back over here. Alright, we're starting to get a low battery warning, but the low battery warning, I noticed that when I start seeing a low battery warning here and then I take the battery off the drone, it idles back at storage voltage, even a little bit higher actually, at like 3.89 volts, so I can actually keep flying for quite a bit longer. Maybe I'll do some more trees here. Just don't hit the trees. The wind is pushing me. yeah, the wind is causing the drone to try to correct, which is causing some weird tendencies, but still handling better than before. So yeah, do a little bit more cruising around, get some lower shots to the ground. I just don't want to hit the ground. Hopefully the GoPro angle is better this time. I know that was an issue before, so I didn't really show all of the footage, but this should be better, especially with that 1080p super view setting. Still pretty good on voltage. Do some tree runs here. It's pretty cool. I notice I always do right-hand patterns, like do some left-hand patterns here for once. I'm gonna fly by myself here. Oh, I saved it. That was really weird. Because the GoPro makes the drone so top heavy, I think that in combination with the wind almost just kind of caused it to lose control, but I guess Betaflight didn't freak out too much. Alright, I'm going to do one more tree run here, and then we can bring it in for a landing, and that will conclude the video. So yeah, if you are going to try to do what I'm doing with the GoPro here, no sudden movements is definitely recommended in order to keep the drone stable. But yeah, we're still getting like about a 10-minute flight time almost carrying this GoPro. So even though it does weigh quite a bit more than the drone total weight normally, the flight time is only about half with the same battery. So pretty promising. And that almost makes me think you could get a lot more flight time if you just carried a lithium-ion battery pack without a camera. I did see someone get about like 37 minutes with this drone with a lithium-ion cell pack, so I'm just gonna go to 10 minutes here, and then that should be it. The voltage is still, it's lower than you know, storage voltage, but it's not like dangerously low for the cells. Still have a good amount. So I'm just going to get ready to land here. So there we go.
So yeah, overall for our first attempt, this worked really well. We were able to carry a GoPro with the Eachine Novice-IV. And the stabilization was okay, considering that we had some vibrations from the TPU that didn't directly translate to the gyro data. But like I said, it actually ended up working out pretty well. So I might come back to this idea later on in another video. So with that being said, thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.